We will now call the Common Council meeting of March 31st, 2025 to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Here.
Lorick.
Here.
Ritz. Here. Marshall. Here. Gale. Here. Guzekowski.
Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Alderman Kirkowski, would you start us off?
You told me already, so. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That will move us to the approval of minutes of March 18th, 2025. Everybody take a few moments and take a look. If you're satisfied, there's no discussion, errors, omissions, or corrections. Motion, please.
Marshall move to approve the minutes from March 18th, 2025.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorick.
Aye.
Ritz. Aye. Marshall. Aye. Gale. Aye. Guzekowski. Aye. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Item 4 is a mayoral proclamation recognizing National Library Week, which is April 6th through the 12th this year. Catherine, would you please read that in the record?
Certainly. National Library Week 2025 proclamation. Whereas National Library Week has been sponsored by the American Library Association since 1958 as a national observance of libraries across the country, and it is a time to celebrate the contributions of our nation's libraries and librarians and to promote library use and support. Whereas libraries spark creativity, fuel imagination, and inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can explore new ideas and be drawn to new possibilities. Whereas libraries serve as a vibrant community hub, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. Whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, movies, electronic resources, equipment, experiences, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. Whereas libraries collaborate with schools, businesses, and organizations, connecting the dots to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. Whereas libraries empower job seekers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners by providing access to resource, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. Whereas libraries nurture young minds through story times, STEAM programs, and literacy initiatives, fostering curiosity and a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. Whereas libraries protect the right to read, think, and explore without censorship, standing as champions of intellectual freedom and free expression. Whereas dedicated librarians and library workers provide welcoming spaces that inspire discovery, collaboration, and creativity for all. Whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers across the country are joining together to celebrate National Library Week under the theme, Drawn to the Library. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Daniel J. Bakevich, Mayor of the City of Oak Creek, proclaim April 6th through 12th, 2025 as National Library Week. During this week, I encourage all residents to visit the Oak Creek Public Library, explore its resources, and celebrate all the ways that the library draws us together as a community, dated this 31st day of March, 2025.
Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
This time I'd like to invite Jill Lininger of the library up. Jill.
Thank you. So in addition to this being National Library Week, in February is Love Your Library Month. And since I don't have an opportunity very often to come up and speak in front of the council, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to tell you in the method of an oversized letter some of the great things that the library has done over the past year. We put this out during February, during Love Your Library Month, and we had residents read it and sign some of the great things we have done. So, dear Common Council, we love our library. The Oak Creek Public Library provides computer classes, internet access, mobile hotspots, digitization equipment, STEM kits and programming, reading challenges, board games, curbside services, enrichment passes, and so much more. So many people benefit from their local library. According to our 2024 statistics, last year we circulated 244,894 physical items. Our trained librarians helped answer over 46,000 reference questions, and we hosted over 3,000 free programs that were attended by more than 16,000 people. Did you know that Wisconsin has one of the most active collections of ebooks and digital audiobooks in the entire nation? Last year, Oak Creek patrons downloaded 57,091 ebooks, audiobooks, digital magazines, and videos, all for free. For most communities, the public library is the primary place for public access to high-speed internet. In 2024, 31,000 people logged onto our public computers or used the library's free Wi-Fi. The Oak Creek Public Library is important to us because it offers technology, infrastructure, and training, provides online catalogs and digital resources, presents opportunities for continuing education, and gives people of all ages and backgrounds a place to gather and grow together. State and local support for libraries directly helps communities survive and thrive. We support libraries and hope you do too. And as I said, it's signed by your library patrons. So I also have some members of our Friends of the Library here just to show their support. The Friends of the Library, for those who don't know, is a volunteer organization that holds events throughout the year to raise funds to support additional library initiatives that aren't feasible as part of our annual budget. In 2024, they raised enough money from both their silent auction and their ongoing used book sale so that this summer we will be able to purchase additional attraction passes that can be checked out by our residents so that they can get free admission to the Milwaukee County Zoo, the Harley-Davidson Museum, the Betty Brinn Museum, Bookworm Gardens in Sheboygan, and the various sites for the Wisconsin Historical Society. So our patrons will be able to check out these passes using their library card, and it will all be for free. So I just want to acknowledge the Friends of the Library that are here, that work so very hard and volunteer their time to do fundraising, which I think we can all agree is a thankless task. So, like I said, I just wanted to take the opportunity to share with you some of the great things we're doing at the library, and thank you all for your ongoing support. We're so lucky to have such a great library.
Thank you, Jill. Council, any words? Steve, we'll start on your end.
Jill, I gotta let you know, my wife is here tonight, and she has been taking our 2, soon-to-be 3-year-old granddaughter to the library on Wednesdays, and Addison comes home, and I think if she had bigger hands, she would take more books home, but she's just loving her time at the library.
I appreciate that. Our children's librarians do an amazing job with their programs. It really is a skill to be able to read to the kids and to engage them in such a way that they are both enjoying it and learning. It's a skill that a lot of people that I can't do, and so I'm really impressed at how well they do it.
Greg, anything?
I would just like to, second everything that Jill mentioned. I definitely took the library for granted before getting onto the library board. I remember as a kid going to the Forest Home Library, checking out a book and going home. But there's so much more that libraries nowadays offer, especially here in Oak Creek. One thing, I know you listed a lot of things on that letter. One thing that I didn't hear was the video games. There's an entire room that could be used for kids to play video games in at the library. And then also the staff is incredible. I just happened to stop in today. I had a question. The amount of patience that the library reference desk lady had with a patron was amazing to me. So kudos to her. So thank you.
Well, you can come back and you can do a lot of things online without ever even having to step foot.
Jill, you do a great job there, and friends, thank you as well for the collaboration that you give to the library. It's been a great experience to work with you during my day job, doing the adult class at night. I'd like to do that again, so I hope we can collaborate.
That'd be great.
Well, Jill, this is really an appropriate time. Last week I was in a meeting in my normal job, and just before it started, the young lady that helps run the meeting was on her phone and she turned to me and she said, you have a second? My parents would like to talk to you because you happen to be the mayor of Oak Creek and they're at the library. Normally these calls are what they are. So I took the phone call and all they had to say is they had their granddaughter there for the day. They were sitting her. They brought her down here. They could not believe what an excellent experience it was. It was her first time coming in between the interaction board that was put in by a resident, the light board, the train, everything right down to the child-sized bathroom. They had nothing but praise for the city of Oak Creek. So hardly a week goes by that I don't hear from a grandparent or a parent what a wonderful experience it is down here. So that's really a credit to you, your entire staff, and of course the Friends of the Library. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Enjoy National Library Week.
Thank you very much. And I'll leave the card here so that you can all enjoy the giant letter.
Thank you. As it's a mayoral proclamation, we will not need any action on that. We'll go to item 5, which is a public hearing, and it's consideration of a conditional use permit for a drinking establishment at Swing and Sip, a proposed business at 140 East Rawson Avenue. Catherine, would you read that in, please?
Certainly. Public hearing number 1 is to consider a request for a conditional use permit for a drinking establishment at Swing and Sip, a proposed business to be located at 140 East Rawson Avenue, Suite 105 and 106 rear. Applicant is Jason Roberts, Lisby and Roberts LLC. Property owner, East Rawson Avenue LLC. Legal description there follows. Date of notice is March 5th, 2020.
Thank you. Christy?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tom, could you pull up your team, please? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. The site that we are considering for a conditional use permit is located at 140 East Rawson Avenue. The site is zoned B4 General Business, which does require a conditional use permit for drinking establishment. This particular tenant is seeking to have a golf simulator type of use, but the conditional use permit is for the actual drinking establishment within that. So they are proposing to occupy Suites 105 and the rear portion of Suite 106 in Building A, which is the western building of the 3 buildings on the north side of Rawson Avenue. These are the St. John's properties. 32 parking spaces are required for this particular tenant use. Parking for Building A was approved in 2023. There are 397 total spaces on the property. 184 are dedicated just for Building A, the west side of Building A. So there should be sufficient parking. This is a use that it'll be occupied during the day, but more nighttime use compared to the other tenant spaces within the building. So you have a floor plan before you. The tenant space is about 2,000 square feet, with the bar lounge area being about 2,200 square feet of that. Their hours of operation would be 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. A typical number of customers per day would be 35. It's a pretty self-sufficient type of use, so the number of employees on site is just 2. With this particular application, it's pretty standard conditions and restrictions that have been laid out in the accommodating document with the resolution. Some specific for this particular user are just the hours of operation, again, 9 to 10, and the maximum number of people allowed would be 75 per building code. The Plan Commission reviewed this and recommended approval at their February 25th meeting, and that concludes the portion of the presentation for the public hearing.
Thank you, Christy. As Christy stated, this is a public hearing. I will be making 3 calls. This is the first call. Anybody wishing to speak on item 5, please approach podium, give your name and address. This will be the second call. Anybody wishing to speak on consideration of the conditional use permit for Sip and Swing, please approach podium. Swing and Sip, Sip and Swing. I guess it depends what time you get there and what you do first. Third and final call. Anybody wanting to speak, we'll keep it real safe. Item 5, please approach podium. Seeing nobody wishing to speak, we will close the public hearing and go on to consideration of a resolution approving the conditional use permit for the establishment, Swing and Sip, of a proposed business to be located at 140 East Rawson, Suites 105, 106. I'll open it up to council. Steve, anything in your district?
Nope.
Greg, Jim, nothing? Anybody left? Ken?
Right.
Yeah.
Catherine, I assume we have the,
Yeah, our quota is not full, so they would be eligible. I'm not quite sure if Krista has worked with the owner yet. Approved, maybe they'll reach out.
Anybody else? Chris, anything? Okay, I have no questions. We did go over this at Plan Commission, and it's multi-tenant building. Parking worked out to be adequate, and we think it'll be a unique addition to the city of Oak Creek. They will run leagues there as well as practice. Looking forward to it. So if there's no further discussion, motion on 6.
Kirkowski will make a motion to adopt resolution number 12567-033125, a resolution approving a conditional use permit for a drinking establishment at Swing and Sip, a proposed business to be located at 140 East Rawson Avenue, Suite 105 through 106 rear.
Clark seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz. Marshall. Aye. Gale. Aye. Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
And under old business is consideration of a resolution approving conditional use permit for the conservation of operations from conversions of operations from coal to LNG and the construction of related equipment facilities to We Energy's Elm Road Generating Station with the tax keys as listed. Christie?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. This item is a holdover from the February 17th Common Council meeting. A public hearing was held at that meeting. The council held action to provide time to ensure that the amended conditions and restrictions were consistent with the applicant's PSC application. And from the city's perspective also to provide clarity given to the original approving ordinance. So at that February 17th public hearing, staff provided a presentation. There were no public comments. So from here, I'll defer to the Common Council for further discussion and or potential action.
Okay, thank you, Christie. Any questions from council going forward from what we had on the 17th? Okay, it's just language correction. That's all we're waiting on. Okay.
Christy, you're happy with the language corrections?
Yes, and Attorney Carl's worked very closely with We Energy's council as well.
Thank you.
So, yeah, much thanks to We Energies and, of course, Melissa Carls for working through that to make sure everything was in order. So, there's no further discussion. Motion on 7.
Marshall will move to adopt resolution number 12554-021725, approving a conditional use permit for conversion of operation from coal to LNG and construction of related equipment facilities at the We Energy's Elm Road Generating Station.
Roll call. We are not in the public hearing, Rosemary. I'll let you have comments. We have a motion and a second.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale. Aye. Guzekowski. Aye. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
Ritz.
Rosemary?
I'm very disappointed in your vote.
Oh, yeah. Name
Rosemary
and address,
Annenson,
please.
3920 East Ryan Road. This Mike. What, do you hear me?
Now we do.
Okay. I'm very disappointed in your vote. I think you're voting uninformed, and I don't think that you informed the public. I listened to the public hearing on the 17th, and I don't know how many of you think that they're going to retire coal units but they have not submitted application to retire any of them. I would also like to know how they're going to go from 577 acres to over 1,000 without buying out neighboring properties.
They're not expanding, they're just changing fuel sources. So, that's it.
Well, that's not really true, Dan.
Well, Rosemary, we're not here to debate that. We're just on the conditions and restrictions. But seriously, you can talk to the WE folks. They are here in attendance if you'd like out in the hallway. But they are not expanding the plant, they're just changing.
But right now,
fuel
it's a
sources.
done deal, right? You
What's that?
guys are supporting this?
Conditions and restrictions just passed.
Oh, okay. So explain to me what happens next.
Item 8.
No, on the power plant.
As they're going through it, the PSC still has to okay it. So they're set to do construction.
So our next hope is the PSC, not our city. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Item 8, it is a presentation from the Joint Recreation Platform Update. And with us, we have Heather Ryan, Director of Oak Creek Education and Recreation. Welcome, Heather.
Good evening, everyone. You're going to be able to help me in the back? Okay. My name is Heather Ryan. I'm the Director of Oak Creek Community Ed and Recreation. And we're going to give you a little bit of an update. We try to get to speak in front of you every year to kind of let you know what we've been doing and what's been happening in our department. So this is to help us do that. I do have, I have these scorecards are what we use to kind of measure our success or areas that we need to work on. Not yet. And if you would like a copy of one, I have hard copies. But since go back to the beginning, go back to the scorecard. Oh, I have control. So since 2020, we've been a joint member of the school district and the city of Oak Creek, deliver high-quality programs and safe and engaging environments for our community. Our team of 5 full-time and 170 part-time and seasonal staff are dedicated to helping Oak Creek to be a better place to live and to play. The scorecard we started a couple of years ago to help us see where our opportunities were and what areas we needed to work on. So enrichment activities, our activities such as brush box therapy or chess scholars or writing workshops for students, and then for adults would be our crafting programs, our watercolor painting, different gluten-free cooking was a really popular one too. Some of those things that would be for our adult enrichment activities. Our child care and development areas, we have our Camp OC, which is our summer camp program, 10 weeks in the summer, as well as wraparound care for our summer school program. Full day and wrap care school days out, our child care days that we offer on days where the district is closed for in-service or holidays. And then our Aspire program is our after-school care program that we offer in all 7 schools throughout the district. Our aquatics program is both for our lessons, adult and teen learn to swim lessons, as well as our recreational swim program. Sports and wellness for students would be anything from league play to camps and clinics that we offer. And for adults, it's things such as Senior Fit or line dance fitness or pound fitness that we offer in cooperation with the City of Franklin's rec department. And then community facility access, we also are responsible for facility rentals throughout the district for community members to use for things like junior nights basketball or Oak Creek Attack wrestling, things like that. So those are the groups that we help out. But this scorecard is a way for us to kind of measure how we're doing and areas where we need some additional attention maybe. We were talking about numbers of the library. Last year we had 10,726 people register for programs that we offered in the district. That doesn't include those that would have been just pick up at an activity that we might have had, but actually registered for a program we offered. And as you can see back here, we've got programs, here we highlighted some children in our cheer program. The middle picture is actually a picture of our students that are in our Nights in Training program, which are 3 and 4 year olds that are typically developing students along with those students that have special needs. In our, we have an offering in the morning and in the afternoon for students to have fun, learn, play, and get used to the school environment together. And then to the right is a picture, a selfie that one of our staff took at a field trip they took during camp last year. So some program updates, some things that we're seeing some real growth in. Recreational Swim Club. Our Recreational Swim Club is the program that we offer after our lessons are completed. A student has learned how to swim, and now we want to help them kind of perfect their stroke and become a better swimmer. And we offer them opportunities to compete with other districts, other areas, so Milwaukee Rec, Nicolet, Cudahy, Cudahy, Burlington, all have programs that offer recreational swim programs that we compete against, and we do fairly well. But it's fun to see those students go from parent and child lessons through our leveled swimming and then into recreational swim club. Gives them an opportunity to compete and have fun. Our senior fitness programs, we offer one at the bottom. You can see a picture of some of our staff, or some of our, there's a staff person in the middle, but our seniors in the community that are in our senior fit class. That is not only a great program for them to be fit and active in the community, but also a really great social network for them. Many have had experiences where the folks that are with them have helped them through. One woman was missing from class for 2 days and we didn't know what was going on. Our staff member called a neighbor and they went over and checked on the woman and she was having a diabetic coma. So saved her life. So there's the social aspect of Senior Fit is really very big. Our open activities, we offer open pickleball, open basketball, open walking track in the summer. So those activities also continue to be popular. It's a great way for people, for adults to play basketball on a Sunday afternoon, evening, for seniors to play some pickleball, and for younger children to have like open gym play time as well. Some new offerings that we're going to be offering this summer actually is an NFL girls flag football program for 2nd to 5th grade. We know that the NFL has been doing a lot more with flag football, and this program will actually be geared toward young women to play against others, and we've actually are working with the NFL to have a regional group. So we'll be hosting the South Side programs with Cudahy, South Milwaukee, Franklin, and then there'll be another group at Nicolet and doing the North Shore. So we'll have a championship series as well. So hopefully those girls get to be excited about it and find that they can have a great time with football as well. Another program that we're working on for this summer is adaptive swim lessons. And these swim lessons are for people who have special needs and special aversions to maybe water and need some extra attention in the water. So there'll be one-on-one or very small group lessons that we're offering on Sundays in the pool with their families to be able to join them, the parents to be able to join them. So we're glad to be able to offer pool and our staff in a way that helps those that maybe typically wouldn't be using the pool. Speaking of which, so following the approval of the November 5th bond referendum by the Oak Creek voters, the design process for the brand new aquatics facility has officially kicked off, and couldn't be more excited. Our dedicated team comprised of district and high school administrators, your city administrator, community members, and Oak Creek Rec have been working hard to try to finalize some of these. The team has visited numerous pool facilities to gather inspiration and insights that help to shape this project. This is at a, I would say maybe 50% phase of the project, but this gives you an idea of what the natatorium will look like. To the right of the page would be, this would be actually if you were standing in the community center parking lot looking towards the high school, the right is the 9th grade center, and this would be the natatorium entrance. And the inside, this is the first floor plan. It gives you an idea of the top. The northern side is the warm water community pool that will be open during the day for all community members to access. It will have 4 lanes, 0 depth entry, and some bench seating on the side. It has, to the left, you'll see a blue room there. That's a small community room for people to have like lifeguard lessons in, CPR classes in, a birthday party potentially. Some of our senior fit classes could be in there. And then to the south is the large competition pool. That will be 8 lanes with a diving board, and it'll have seating on, the seating will be on the 2nd floor for spectators to look in. That I don't have a floor plan on. But there's also a larger community room to the left of that that we can offer during the day for like our senior fit and our yoga classes and other programming to go on. That will be the new home for Oak Creek Rec. That's where our offices will be. You get an idea of kind of what we're looking at. Okay, this is a pic of last summer at Bear Paw Beach. Really, Oak Creek Rec is all about helping our community learn and grow, and continue to do that every day. I'm open to any questions you might have or comments you may have.
Steve? I have a question and a comment. I just, if you don't know, maybe Andrew might know, but what is the status of the ball field at Abendschein? Is it going to be ready for rentals this year?
That I don't know. That is a city property for rental, so I don't rent.
Oh,
that
that's
out.
right, it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right.
It's a city park, so we don't rent those out through Oak Creek Rec.
Well, then
But I don't know.
we'll take back that question then.
Okay.
Okay. As everybody knows, excuse me, I'm knee deep in Little League, and I
Yes.
just want to let the council know that it's probably going on 8 years now, excluding the COVID year, that Parks and Rec and what they've evolved into today has provided training space for multiple Little Leagues, primarily under the auspices of Wisconsin District 6 Little League, to train youth umpires for South Milwaukee, Oak Creek, Franklin, Burlington, Greenfield, New Berlin, all those Little Leagues in the area have provided space for that. And Thursday, there was a call to the person who's in charge of the program that the gym that they were going to use was unavailable for Saturday morning. So within less than 24 hours, somebody on your staff found access to Forest Ridge for them to go in there, and your weekend custodian was there at 10 to 8 Saturday morning and let them in, and so he told me it was very much appreciated. So I just want to let you know what they do for Little League in the area, and especially what they did Friday morning. Thank you.
I just had a question on the dashboard. The sports wellness, the enrichment, the aquatics are all trending down. Is that because the year isn't finished yet, or was there something that happened?
No, aquatics and sports and wellness, because we have still June to register, we have
Okay.
May and June activities to register, so those numbers will be going up. The child care Aspire, that number has gone down, and we are trying to figure out kind of what's going on there. We're thinking family schedules have changed a lot, and they have more flexibility in working from home, so those numbers
Sure.
are kind of impacting our child care.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ken?
We do it, they're called co-op programs, and we have a few that we do with other communities, like we're gonna do with the NFL flag football. That will be co-opted with all of the areas. We do co-op with, South Milwaukee and Cudahy for our summer sailing program with the South Milwaukee Yacht Club. We do co-op programs with Franklin for some of our, like our line dance fitness class and our pound fitness class and some crafting programs. And they do some with us as well. So that way we know that we'll have enough to be able to run them. And they've got a great instructor that's available, and we're able to fill more and more spaces as we have interest. Right, and for instructors, because maybe they don't want to be able, for instance, we have some classes that run during the day over there that we wouldn't be able to offer during the day because we don't have space for them.
Andrew?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Heather. I mean, this is our 5th year of doing this. It was like the blink of an eye. We had a few normal road bumps, I think, bumps in the road in the beginning with communication, and just having this be a central kind of place to operate and do business and have people sign up. So just appreciate you evolving, trying new things. I've seen evolution of this every year of the platform, out with what's not working and in with something to try to take its place to keep that, that stable of programs that we really enjoy here. So thank you for, I know one of the early issues for us was space.
Yeah.
We grappled with that a bit, and it's good to see that you creatively use some of the space with the natatorium building to address
I think
that.
that will really be a nice addition for us to be able to offer more things during the day. Right now we use Parkway Church, their event center, for some programming, but that's not always available either. So this will be a nice place that we can come in. Thank you.
Heather, so
Yes.
I mean, these programs, they serve everything from our youth to our seniors. Is there anything new on the horizon coming on, Silver Sneakers, anything for the seniors coming up?
We're actually looking at a Silver Sneakers program as part of the pool project, because Silver Sneakers likes to have a space that you have admission to, a way to count for membership. So we are looking at Silver Sneakers for them there. Yes.
Good news.
Yeah.
I get asked that frequently. Thank
Yeah.
you. Anything else? No, I think city administrator summed it up. Thank you. It's been a great partnership, and I think it's serving the community well. Thank you, Heather. Okay, next up, item 9, it's consideration of a resolution authorizing the termination of tax increment district number 7 of the city of Oak Creek. Max?
All right, thank you, Mayor and Common Council. Max Gagan, Deputy City Administrator and Finance Officer. Before you tonight is resolution number 12568-0313 or 3125, which is a resolution that authorizes the termination of tax increment district number 7 of the city of Oak Creek. So as you may recall, we talked about TID number 7 at our budget workshop last fall and discussed how it was in a healthy position. This TID was originally created in 2007. It's fulfilled all of its obligations under its project plan. Its expenditure periods lapsed, and there's no outstanding financial liabilities. So now is the appropriate time to close the district. So when we talked about it, we discussed whether or not this is something we wanted to do before the TID life date of April 15th of 2025. Essentially, if we close it before April 15th of this year, then this is the last year of the district. We don't have to levy taxes in 2026, which then helps provide some budgetary relief for next year's budget. So what you can see, there's 2 documents that were provided outside of the resolution. One is just the overview chart, shows the map of where TID 7 encompassed, north boundary being Drexel Avenue, west boundary being 27th Street, east boundary being the interstate, and then the south boundary going all the way down to the southern border of Oak Creek. You can see that over its life, it's been pretty successful, especially in the last 3 to 4 years. So it's generated increment of $164 million, so pretty significant. And again, most of that has been done just in these last 4 to 5 years. And this district has fund balance at the end of 2024 about 1.5 million, and it does have some debt outstanding. But at our March 4th meeting, we did have the redemption resolution, so we're calling that debt and we'll be paying it off. Looking a little bit at the cash flow analysis, so we've really kind of been working on this district for the last few years, putting it in a position to be closed. So this district held the original debt for the city's share of the Drexel interchange project. So that debt was actually amortized all the way out till 2032. So we were able to, once the cash flow started coming in from the significant development in the area, we were able to call that debt, restructure it, paid a lot of it off in these past 2 years, so 23 and then 24. And then this last piece we were able to call, and we're just going to be able to pay it off in full, which is excellent. You know, we always want to find that balance of, you know, fulfilling our project plan and our economic development obligations versus returning property back to the tax roll, lowering the tax burden or spreading the tax burden on a greater number of parcels. So right now we're just in that position to do it with this district. You know, what else you'll see is that, you know, our estimate when we get the final accounting done, which is by the end of this year, is that there's going to be approximately $3.47 million cash outstanding. So what happens is once the final accounting is done, then that's divided between the participating taxing jurisdictions. We estimate that the city's share is going to be about 30%, or just over $1 million, 1.05 million, and the remaining taxing jurisdictions would receive the additional $2.42 million. So a pretty significant increment that will be distributed back to the participating taxing jurisdictions. And then additionally, when you do close a tax increment district, by state law, we can levy half of the city's share of taxes to help with the operating budget for the subsequent budget year. So we're estimating we can increase the levy 1.67%, about $419,000 for our 2026 budget, which is going to be sorely needed given, I think, our net new construction a little bit lower than historical past 5 to 7 years. So, we did bring this to the Personnel and Finance Committee at their March 26th meeting. They did review the resolution and did recommend the Common Council adopt it to terminate TID 7. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions Common Council may have.
Thank you, Max. Questions, Greg?
Just a question, I guess, on the final numbers for the general public. If they're curious as to, I'm assuming based on the base and the increment and the current mill rate, that would be the revenue generated through taxes. Is that correct? And I see that you put 419,000 for the increase in levy, and that's half. So are you estimating that tax revenue from this district is about 840,000?
So if you look at the last slide or the last page, which is the cash flow statement, so TID number 7 actually generated just under $3 million total for 2025.
Okay.
And the amount the city can re-levy is half of our share. So 50% of 30%, if that makes sense. Because our share is approximately 30%. And then we can re-levy approximately half of that. It's a little bit of a complicated formula, but so generally speaking, what you'll see in effect is that the tax increment levy is going to decrease about $3 million. You'll see, you know, the city can levy half of our portion. The other taxing jurisdictions have that ability as well. So essentially, you could levy half of it, which is about 1.5 million. You know, one of the things we also did, or the city did on our end, is that because we can't re-levy that other half for the operating budget, we structured the debt for that enhanced surface transportation program to wrap into this, so that the first year of moving forward with the program has zero tax impact. Just kind of absorb that offset so that we can kind of smooth it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, just to, nicely said, Ken. The highlights for me, it's a great day for the taxpayers. This is why we do these things, and I think there's a long arc at the beginning, and it's kind of like, when is this going to pay off? But if you just look at, we're closing this tax increment district early. We have a very strong tradition of doing that when we can. We're saving roughly $400,000 of levy for the taxpayer, $420,000, which we've repurposed a little bit to blunt the impact of an enhanced surface transportation program. And there's roughly $1 million to spread to other community needs and projects. And we're able to utilize, 1.67% towards our net new construction next year, roughly the other $420,000 to help with our budget outlook in 2026. So this is really a win-win all around. So it's really nice to, when we can bring these to closure, it's really nice to see the plan come together in the end. So thank you, Max, for putting all this together.
Yeah, and this is one of the few tools we have to use, and this is a great example of the city using it well. I mentioned 7 projects in there, but one of the most important infrastructure projects in the city was included in this TIF that completely changed the complexion of the city, and that was Drexel Energy. Got roped into this, and that was very complicated. How many years back? Getting on there, 14 years or so. But without this, the city isn't what you see today, particularly exactly where we're sitting. Repurpose this brownfield factory that what used to be there. So kudos. Well said, Ken. Like you said, this is really great to have this kind of knowledge. Thank you for all the hard work, staff. Appreciate it. If there's no further discussion, motion. Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz. Marshall.
Aye.
And item 10 is consideration of a resolution approving the AT&T Third Amendment to the Sycamore Tower lease. Mike, you want to come up? Explain that one to us?
Mayor, Common Council, thank you. Mike Sullivan, Water and Sewer Utility. Yeah, this is a cell phone lease antenna agreement with, in this case, AT&T. We have several of them with several of the carriers. Whenever they're doing work on the towers, we take a look at what they're paying for rent and see if there's a new market rate for that. And in this case, there is. And so they've agreed to the new rate, and they'll be putting their new equipment out.
Questions for Mike? I think we've seen this a few times. If not this one, other towers as well. So, excellent.
Thank you.
There's no further discussion. Motion?
Clerk moves to adopt resolution number 12569-033125, a resolution approving the AT&T Third Amendment to the Sycamore Tower lease.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski. Aye. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz. Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
And item 11 is consideration of a resolution acquiring the property right-of-way and temporary easements for the Liberty and Putes intersection improvements project, and to send payment in the amount of the awards to the damage of the affected property owners. Christie, you got that? Who's got it?
Is Matt on? Yeah, we can.
Max has it?
So if you recall at the last common council meeting,
Hang on. Oh, okay. As we work through it, for those of you that are unaware, we are redoing the intersection at Liberty and Putes. It will be a roundabout, so there's going to be some property that needs to be acquired there from a couple property owners. But our in-house has gone through it, conferred with Railroad, and it is probably the safest option. And the best for maintenance going forward. We'll hear from Matt.
Mayor, can you hear me?
soon. Yes, you there, Matt?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Item
My
11.
my apologies, Mayor and Common Council, for not being able to attend, but I'm not feeling the best right now. But I thought I'd try to work through these items for you guys. So yeah, as the mayor stated, this is Matt Sullivan, Assistant City Administrator and City Engineer. As Mayor stated, these are the last three properties. There is an incorrect mark on parcel, the last parcel for 503 West Pewitz, that it should be parcel 5. So we're looking at parcels 2, 4, and 5. These are the last three parcels for fee and TF for us to acquire that right away so we can complete the roundabout this summer. But at this point, we have to answer any questions if you have them.
Any questions from Matt concerning land acquisition? Okay, seeing no discussion, motion on 11.
Clerk moves to adopt resolution number 12566-033125, acquiring fee property right-of-way and temporary easements for the Liberty and Pewitz Intersection Improvements Project, and to send a payment in the amount of the award of damages to the affected property owners.
Roll call.
Rubin, Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Fritz. Marshall.
Aye.
Gale. Guzekowski.
And item 12 is consideration of a resolution accepting the workmanship of Campbell Construction J.C. Inc. and authorizing final payment under project number 24019. This was the City Hall build-out. Matt, still with us?
Yep. Thank you, Mayor. This is that resolution to accept all workmen and finalize the contract and final that last payment. All the work has been completed. It's all been done to the satisfaction of our maintenance department manager, Dick Kolka, and myself. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have them, but the project went very smooth. It stayed on budget. We did not go over the original contract of $71,194.
Any questions for Matt concerning City Hall build-out? Okay, seeing none, motion.
Clerk moves to approve resolution number 12570-033125, accepting the workmanship of Campbell Construction J.C. Inc. and authorizing final contract payment under project number 24019.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Fritz. Marshall.
Aye.
Gale. Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
And item 13 is consideration of a motion to award the Rawson Avenue Street Lighting Improvement Construction Unit Price Contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Will Surge Electric, Inc., at an estimated cost of $181,613.03. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the award for that work, street lighting. If you recall, this is for the Milwaukee County project on West Rawson Avenue that will actually be starting within the next few weeks here. Part of the project there is we had to redo some of our street lighting throughout the project. They did not include that work that's above ground. For the project, they only included any work underground, which was conduit light bases within their contract. So you'll notice on the background, towards the bottom, there are several numbers down there for our street lighting conduit, 88,670, our vehicle preemption, water and sewer items, and then also this work, which actually brings the total to 300,000, a little over. We actually budgeted 325, so we're looking like we're sitting pretty well there as a budget. Our items under the utility will be invoiced them for payment, so we'll pay for it and then we'll invoice them. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Matt, I assume they're all LED lights, and will they be on dimmable controllers? Will they be a smart system, or is that up to the county?
No, everything that's put in for us as we move forward are with these 7-pin nodes, so we do have access with the gateway system that we've been installing throughout the city.
Okay, thank you. There's no other questions? Motion?
Kirkowski will make a motion
Kirkowski make a motion to award the Rawson Avenue Street Lighting Improvements Construction Unit Price Contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Will Surge Electric, Inc., at the estimated cost of $181,613.03.
Lorick seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz. Marshall.
Aye.
Gale. Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
And item 14 is the License Committee. I will turn that over to Alderman Kirkowski.
Thank you, Mayor. I trust everybody has had an opportunity to review the items on tonight's Common Council report. Does anybody have any questions, cares, or concerns? Seeing none, Kirkowski make a motion to approve the various license requests as listed on the March 31st, 2025 License Committee report.
Lorick seconds.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale. Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
Ritz.
And item 15 is consideration of a motion to approve the March 26, 2025 vendor summary in the amount of $1,491,786.77. Please take a look at your report, and if there are any questions, please feel free to take the floor with your question. And when you are satisfied, there's no further discussion. Motion.
Marshall will move to approve the March 26, 2025 vendor summary report in the amount of $1,491,786.77.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale. Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
Ritz. Marshall.
Aye.
Okay. Before we adjourn, I'd like to just take a second and personally recognize the First District Alderman, Steve Kirkowski, as this will be his last meeting. He has done unbelievable amount of service here for the city. On behalf of Oak Creek, its residents, myself, I want to thank you for all you've done. It's been a great pleasure. We will have a new face there, but the work you did here has made an impact. Thank you. Oh, Joe, come on up. Yeah, come on up, Joe. Name and address.
Joe Toma, 1975 West Milden Hall Drive, Oak Creek. We recently moved into District 6, so Chris is now our alderman, but the prior 40 years, we were in District 1, so Steve was our alderman, and not only that, he was a friend and a neighbor. He happened to be on our daily walking route, so twice each day, my wife and I passed his house. And if Steve was outside, he was always willing to put on his alderman hat and have some discussions. And I'm an avid viewer of the YouTube videos of the Common Council meetings and of the Planning Commission's report. So Steve and I always had a lot to talk about. We never had a shortage of things. Taxes, TIFs, assessments, sidewalks, bees. I mean, you name it, we talked about it. And I just wanted, as a resident and a member of his district, former district, I just want to thank Steve for all he's done as a older person and as a friend and neighbor. So thank you very much, Steve.
Welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well said.
Want to say anything?
Uh-oh.
No pressure, no pressure.
Rebecca Kirkowski, 1110 East Milwaukee Avenue. It has been an honor to be able to support Steve over the last 12 years. And very proud of him, proud of everything he's done. I know that we are here 12 years ago because of how his feelings about Drexel Town Square. And it just has been a joy to watch how this has developed and the part that he's played in it. So thank you for not only being my husband, but for being my alderman.
I will confess that sometimes when I had concerns from a constituent about something, it was normally It was easier to make it anonymous when it was like, you know, I have a constituent, you know, who has a problem. He lived in the same house.
One thing I want to take, Steve, I didn't realize that. Oh, that's a stellar record. Last year in good form.
Am I?
Anyone else? Steve, I'll let you make this motion. How's that?
First, I just want to thank everybody for your support over these 12 years. It's been a roller coaster. You know, we had good times and bad times, and I appreciate you. You know, I've never been one to mince my words, and you know, I am who I am, and I say how I feel, and sometimes it's the right thing, sometimes it's the wrong thing, but you know, that was me. And you know, the cardiologist said, take some stress out of your life, and I says, what about politics? He says, yeah, that ought to go. So you know, I'm going to enjoy the beginning of my baseball season tomorrow. My wife becomes an umpire widow for the next couple of months, and she's supportive of that. And but you know, we have a great city here, and although we up here always say we do the heavy lifting because we have the yes or no votes, we have what we have in the city because of the employees that we have, the department managers that come through with the budget. Max is a wizard with those numbers, and he works with Andrew. And I remember my first budget meeting, and it was mind-boggling. But you guys have gotten it down to a science now, where you don't have to plan on having lunch. You know, you're done by lunchtime, and consistently, you know, you have to tell the residents when they complain about the taxes they pay. My line has always been, take your city portion, divide it by 12, and that's what you pay per month for your city services of police and fire that show up within minutes of your 911 call. And the DPW, plowing the streets, the parks, the library, health department. You get all that. We pay about $114 a month for those fantastic city services that are done by phenomenal city employees. And you know, we have over the years tried to compensate them the best we can and still have a balanced budget, which is a testament to the people that work here. And those that watch, I'm glad I'm saying it now, because it's just something that everybody just needs to understand. And if you don't get involved in city government, then you'll learn everything really well. So thank you for the time. I appreciate it. And you never know where you're going to see me next.
Okay. There's no further discussion.
I motion.
Yes.
All right, Kirkowski will make a motion to adjourn.
Lork seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski. Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz. Aye. Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Okay. As there is no other business, we stand adjourned. Have a great week, everybody.